I call the Honourable Member Carol Beaumont. And may I ask, is this a split call?
It is not.
It is not. Thank you very much.
Mr Speaker, it's a pleasure to stand and speak on the Maungaharuru Tangata Hapu Claim Settlement Bill. Ina mana, ina reo, ina tangata o te wā, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa.
Tēnā koe.
It's the first time I've had the pleasure of speaking on a treaty settlement bill, and I take great pleasure in doing so. Can I acknowledge the Hapu, the Maungaharuru Tangata Hapu, and all of those who have worked on this settlement and getting it to this point. I think for me, having the opportunity to say a few words on this is important because it is important obviously to the Hapu concerned, but for all of us in this country, and as a Pākehā New Zealander, I want to acknowledge the importance of treaty settlements for our nation. And it is one of the inspiring times in this House, really, is when we debate treaty settlements and we have strong cross-party support for this process and to move forward as a country. One of the things I'm also clear on is, as a young person, the history that I got taught in school didn't include the history that we are now all learning and seeing as a result of the treaty settlement process. And I think that history is a taonga for us all. It is important for us to all know and understand the real history of this country, the good and the bad and the ugly, really. And in the case of the Maungaharuru Tangitu Hapu, I've looked at a summary of the historical background, and there are so many things that, you know, are truly unfortunate, tragic, and just downright wrong that happened to the Hapu. A Hapu that tried to negotiate a peaceful end to their involvement in the New Zealand wars, but were attacked and then were exiled to the Chatham Islands and detained without trial. This is not something to be proud of as a country. Prisoners summarily executed, confiscation, and then deforestation and the development of pastoral farming, which has significantly increased erosion and pollution in their area. These are not things to be proud of as a country, nor are the infectious diseases and diseases of poverty which cost the lives of so many of that Hapu. And obviously living conditions and health services have improved, but as we all know in this House, there is still a significant gap between what is experienced by many Māori and many Pākehā in this country. So we have a long way to go. I don't record these things to be negative at all, but just to say these are things, and this is part of the history that we need to understand as a country so we can move forward. And I want to pick up on the points that my colleague Lawissa Wall made about generosity, because each and every one of us, wherever we live in this country, benefit from the generosity of the local iwi in our area. Many of the public places, many of the open areas that we all use are there because of the generosity of local iwi. And so again, that is something that I believe as New Zealanders we should all know and acknowledge. This settlement bill, I wasn't obviously part of the Māori Affairs Select Committee, but it has the three components: the apology, the cultural redress, and I understand from talking to my colleague Nanaia Mahuta that one of the really interesting parts of the settlement is around the active guardianship of the natural environment that the Hapu, the Maungaharuru Tangata Hapu, will gain as part of the settlement, and that active guardianship role that they will play in our natural environment will benefit us all. So I just conclude by saying that settlements like this and the other two that we've had in the House today are an important way for us to move forward in the whole of New Zealand Aotearoa, and again, can I acknowledge the Maungaharuru tangata Hapu for their work and congratulate them on the settlement.
Right. The question is that the motion be agreed to. Those of that opinion will please say aye. The contrary, no. The ayes have it.
Maungaharuru Tangitu Hapu Claim Settlement Bill, second reading.
Honourable members, in accordance with the Business Committee, the determination of the Business Committee, this bill is set down for third reading next sitting day. Therefore, the People's House stands adjourned until 2 p.m. this afternoon. Ka kati anō, good afternoon.